to Blue Spruce Hollow. My name is Ariana, and this is the backyard garden that we're working in today. And what we will be doing most of this summer is trying to landscape this area. Today, well, to begin, we've actually had a very temperamental winter. So mid-March, we got hit with one snowfall of over 4 feet of snow. So we still have patches of snow, even though it's May 2nd today in certain areas, but luckily my backyard garden is south facing, so our snow here is gone, although we do still have some patches in the front yard. Today, it's been a very, very mild spring, and by mild I mean actually pretty cold. It was actually snowing yesterday as well, but today it's about 4 degrees right now, and it has been cloudy all morning, but I noticed the sun is coming out now, so hopefully we have a beautiful day to begin landscaping in this garden. My goal for it is to make it a diamond parterre, so we'll kind of see how that turns out. But I'd like a diamond shaped garden bed in the center with a beautiful pebbly path going around it and more flower beds on the outside. I just want it to be max flowers because we have such a small space, and I feel like I'm actually quite limited, so we're gonna see how we can make it. But I've been excited about this all winter. I've been planting seeds, as you'll see in my last videos. I do think that this year we won't have a ton of time to actually plant back here. I think most of it is just going to be landscaping, and I want to take it slow. It's something I enjoy doing, so I do want to enjoy doing it and not feel like I'm rushed. So hopefully just whatever I've seeded will get in here. I have some plans for some shrubs that I would like to plant this year, so hopefully I can get those in. But other than that, I'm not too committed or married to the idea that this is going to be totally planted. I think my expectations are pretty low for it. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys around and you'll be able to see kind of what we're dealing with. We have a ton of work ahead of us. Again, this is a zone 4, and let's get started. All right, so here we have a garden bed along the side of the fence, kind of leading to where our shed is, and our shed is a monstrous structure in our very small yard. My goal here is to make a diamond parterre. So in the center over here, we're going to have a diamond shaped bed with a path going around it, and on the other side of the bed will just be garden bed. But to do this idea, I'm going to remove the rails, the railway ties that are going around that are making an elevated bed around the yard. So we're going to remove that. Last year from our front garden bed, we had I had peeled back the landscaping fabric, and we found all of these stones underneath. So I thought, I'm going to put it in the backyard. It's going to kill the lawn for the garden plans next year. So now this year I have to remove these stones. So I've put out a tarp because we're going to reuse them to make the base of our path when it's time. So coming along right here, we're going to remove again these railway ties. I have a rose here that I want to start climbing up the fence. And then coming along over here, we have the side of our yard. My plans later to make this a rose allée. It was originally my plans to do it this year, but I was worried that if I take away the lockstone and if we have any foundation issues, we could end up with water in our basement. And again, with the torturous winter we've had with all the rain, the snow and the rain, we've already had like leaks in our roof and water issues. So I just want to avoid some for a little bit longer, which is why I decided to get started on the backyard with our diamond parterre. Over here I have a lilac bush that I planted last year, and I have a hydrangea over here, an incredible hydrangea, which I'm going to move to the front. Again, remove the railway ties, remove these stones. I have some pretty big rocks in the garden that we're going to remove. And over here we have some lilacs. I'm going to take these out because they're just not part of the design that I want. I don't want them back here. It's going to create too much shade, and we need sun coming through for the parterre. So the lilacs unfortunately have to go. Later on, this corner is going to have, actually you can kind of see it underneath right there. We have my swing that I love to read on in the summer. So the swing is going to go over here with the mock orange in between, filling that hole, that gap in the fence. The fence isn't really ours, so we can't structurally do anything to it, even though all these trees are growing onto our side. So we are going to remove all the stuff over here, put the swing, put a mock orange to fill the gap so we don't have any issues there. And eventually, in the center of the parterre, I'd love to do a fountain, but I think for this year the landscaping portion is going to be enough. So we're just going to do a potted plant, like a flower pot this right now. As you can see, last year the weed that I was fighting the most was the I think it's called mustard seed that was growing, and some of it has already started popping up. So I think it's going to be a never-ending battle with that in this bed. And then, I have some irises already beginning to pop up. That's really nice to see. This became a holding bed. My grandmother was moving, so I took a bunch of her plants a couple years ago, and we had just moved into the house. So I have some irises here. I have some hens and chicks succulents, and I also had a bunch of foxgloves over here, which I think might be reseeding themselves over here right now, which is great. And yeah, just some other plants dotting the area here and there. So I really need to start pruning. I need to start taking things down and leveling the yard much better. And I think it's just time to get started. My goal today is to try to get these railway ties out of the way, and then probably take out the remaining sod that's left here. So that's the goal for today. We'll see how far we get. The edging sod, and even the 3 shrubs at the back of the yard, which turned out to be forsythia, have now been removed, and we're finally left with a blank slate. Thanks for joining me here at Blue Spruce Hollow, and I'll see you next time.